Jesus. You know, I really wish this fucking chair had an easy mode. Bloodborne, Dank and Demon Souls, and FromSoft's newest arrival, Ninja Greg, are all incredibly difficult games. And with the release of Sekiro, the conversation about difficulty again just flared up. Articles like, Sekiro needs to respect their players and add an easy mode. No. Now personally, I believe it's the other way around. While the game is demanding, sure, it believes in you. You know, like your dad, when he forces you to do business management at college. And then you drop out. Will I ever be good enough? Nope. Now I will admit that when I first read that article, I probably audibly groaned at it. A real life ugh. But then I started thinking, why is difficulty so important to me? What is it about the difficulty in these games that makes me want to say, no, fuck you, and all the people that you know? That was unnecessarily harsh. So, let's talk about why difficulty matters. Of course, difficulty in games is a broad spectrum, so let's just narrow it down a peg, right? Let's just talk about the difficulty in the FromSoftian games. Everybody knows that Dark Souls is the Dark Souls of everything. Dark Souls has become synonymous with difficulty, but what really irks me whenever one of these games journalists uses that reference is that they never really truly understands why difficulty in Dark Souls has such an impact. They assume that the game is just hard for the hell of it, and that is doing the game a disservice. The difficulty in Dark Souls doesn't only play in as a gameplay element, it also serves a purpose from a narrative standpoint. The story of Dark Souls 1 is not about how Gwyn linked the fire, or whatever the other godlike beings were doing at that point in time. No, the story of Dark Souls is about this one nameless undead, unless you choose to give him a name, and his struggle through this decaying, broken land where he has to claw and fight his way through a myriad of fantasy abomination. There are plenty of ways to die, and you will die. You can get stabbed, impaled, crushed, poisoned, death by lightning magic, dark magic, magic, axe to the face, death by dog, death by poo, death by bullying, death by knives, death by teeth, death by whatever the fuck this guy is doing. But whenever you die, it doesn't say game over, it says you died. And that's an important distinction. It's a subtle one, but that's incredibly important, because what Dark Souls does is it weaves these gameplay elements and narrative elements into one cohesive whole. Once killed, you are resurrected by the bonfire to again brave whatever monster that sent you bouncing off to the afterlife. Death is part of the story. Your struggle, your achievements, and your failures are all part of the story. You rising up to finally kill that bastard that murdered you 47 times in a row is part of the story. Your struggle is the struggle of the undead. And Dark Souls take advantage of one of gaming's greatest advantages, as an artistic medium, and that is, it is your failure and your achievement that makes you feel things. You don't feel anything because a character you enjoyed watching achieved something. No, this is all you. There is a theory that the reason the undead go hollow is because there is nothing left to motivate them. There is nothing to fight for. There is nothing to hope for. So, they give in to despair. And this is kind of interesting, because if that's true, that means whenever you give up, whenever you leave the game, your character goes hollow. Which really does suck for me, because I have like 1 million characters, all on different soul levels. They'll never see the end of it. Sorry. But this effectively means that Dark Souls have a third ending where your character ends up just wandering the land of Lothric, lost, waiting to get murdered by the next chosen undead. And yes, I know that does sound incredibly depressive. But that's life, actually. Life is hard, and you have to push through. Dark Souls, more than any other game I know, really equates to life in that manner. A bunch of creators that I respect, that I watch on YouTube, such as Nakey Jakey, Writing on Games, and Paragon DS, all have videos on their channels about how Dark Souls saved them in one way or another, how it helped them push through their depression. They are all incredible content creators, by the way, and I wouldn't mind if you just paused the video right now and went to sub them. Go ahead, I can wait. I hate that fucking joke so much! So far, I haven't really mentioned Bloodborne or Sekiro yet, and that's because these other games don't hit these narrative points as clearly or hard as Dark Souls 1, but I think it's obvious at this point that FromSoft and the God Emperor himself, Miyazaki, finds that struggle is an incredibly important theme for them. They have found their artistic direction. And clearly, they have also found their audience. The whole reason why I'm talking about this right now is because I read an article earlier that said that it's 2019. Come on guys, it's current year. Games are for everyone, and so should Sekiro, and No! I disagree so much. Yes, gaming as a medium should be for everyone, and I encourage anyone to pick up Sekiro and see if this is something that they would enjoy. But saying that everything is for everyone is just wrong. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to be something to someone. Not every game is for every person. And that's okay. If you can't beat Sekiro, then maybe that wasn't a mountain that you were meant to climb. But I also want to say this, that if you are an able-bodied man or woman, women can be able-bodied too, I suppose, then enjoy this footage of a quadriplegic beating the corrupted monk in Sekiro. Because I just want to say, I don't feel bad for you. But before I leave, let's just have a little channel update towards the end here. Honestly, I'm a little burned out on the gameplay videos, and I want to try to shift the focus of my channel over to something else, and this has been a good example of what I'm going to try in the future. And if that's something that you would like to support, then I have a Patreon. I mean, you don't have to, but I would love you if you did. And you know what? If you are a patron, and this is not something that you wish to see more of, then I suggest you just stop supporting me, and I just want to say thank you, but you should only support this if this is what you really want to see. If not, then thank you for allowing me to find my way. I appreciate it, and I will forever be grateful. but I do hope you stay. Because I'm just having such a great time right now. Thank you guys, and have a good day.